Yo, today I wanted to give you guys my Genshin pull history. Just basically telling you the limited characters that I've gone for since I started playing this game. To give you a little bit of an idea, I started playing back in 3.2 and been consistent since then. I've pulled 41 limited 5 stars. So there's quite a bit of them to go through. So I immediately tried pulling for Yai and then Wanderer during 3.2 and 3.3, but I didn't get my first 5-star until the second phase of 3.3, which was during the Raiden and Ayato banners. And of course, being the smartest new Genshin player, I pulled for Kamisato Ayato. Now look, I know this guy was never a good DPS. It's very obvious to anybody who was playing Genshin before then and even now that Ayato was never a good DPS. He was never meta. He was never the guy to pull for, and yet I pulled for him. Now, even with this, I personally do not regret pulling for this character. When I think of nostalgia for this game, I think of Ayato and Sumeru and Inazuma. Now I know Ayato, especially for like 1.0 players, Ayato is a later released character. But for me personally, Ayato was my nostalgia character. Just exploring Sumeru, exploring Inazuma with Ayato is so nostalgic to me that like Ayato just has a special place in my heart personally, and I do not regret pulling for this guy. If I didn't mention it, I will be giving you guys if I do regret pulling for the character or not. I don't regret Ayato. I still to this day play him. I love testing him out with new characters who are releasing. Right now, I have him on a Lunar Charge team, and I genuinely do enjoy it. Exploring with Ayato is very fun. I like his design, even though he looks very funky in the wilderness because he looks so proper, and yet he's running in mud. I just think it's kind of funny. The next character I got was Xiao. Now, Xiao was the first highly invested character that I got. Like, when I say highly invested, I mean he was the first character I crowned, the first character I got his artifacts for, the first character I pulled another character for him specifically, Shen Yun. I got C6 Farazan. I straight up got everything for him, and yet I prefer playing Hazo. Now, look, it's just I'm not a fan with burst reliant DPSs. When it comes to just like you have to farm that energy to get to make his DPS work, I hate it. Since I got him, his energy has always been an issue, and I have a pretty good build for him, and it's onset too. Like it's 90 over 195. Like the only thing that can make this better is if I get his signature. Yeah, I know his signature is on the standard banner, and yet after 4 years, I managed to avoid it every single time. I got R3 Ambush Bow before a singular copy of Jade Spear, and trust me, I need it. I need it really bad. About 3 of my DPSs could use it, and yet still not there. I don't know what else I could do. I'm not wishing for it while he's on banner, obviously. But even with a good build and his best in slot teammates, I just don't enjoy playing Xiao. So I do unfortunately regret pulling for him. I have invested the most into him, and yet I don't use him. He isn't used. He's on my account. I have a team slot for him. But once I run out of team slots, Xiao's team is one of the first to go, for sure. Next up was Hu Tao. Now, I was so hyped for Hu Tao, obviously. During the time that I got Hu Tao, she was a broken DPS. She was the broken DPS. I'm pretty sure it was still the big three of Xiao, Ganyu, and Hu Tao. Ganyu was already falling off. Xiao was already falling off, but Hu Tao was still keeping numbers. So, of course, I pulled for her. I skipped out on Yelan. I wasted all my pulls to get Hu Tao, and I got her. Only problem is, I got her when I was building Xiao like crazy. Like, all my time was going into building Xiao. So I kind of forgot about Hu Tao. And it didn't help that I pulled another DPS 5-star the next patch. So Hu Tao was kind of just left and forgotten. I just like stopped caring for her. And as correct as I know that she could be, she just never fit onto my account. Even now. Yesterday I spent pretty much all day building my characters and putting them in the teams that I enjoy. And I struggled for Hu Tao. There was nothing I could do. I'm more than sure it's her build isn't right. Maybe I'm not doing her rotations right. But to be completely honest, I don't want to learn. Like, I just don't care for learning Hu Tao's gameplay. I don't like how she plays. I don't like plunge. I don't like melts for her. I don't like the charge attack aspect of her. Even with her C1, it's just she isn't fun for me. So unfortunately, I know there's a lot of Hu Tao lovers, and I completely understand it. I love her design. I love her character. But I personally do regret pulling for Hu Tao and wish I could have used those primos on anybody else. Ayaka was that next DPS that basically distracted me from pulling for Hu Tao. Now, Ayaka is one of the few characters from Genshin that I had seen prior to me playing Genshin Impact, and I knew I wanted to get her, mostly because she was cryo, and I saw that she could, like, cryo infuse. Main reason I also pulled for Hu Tao, because she also had the infusion, and Xiao technically also had infusion. So knowing that Ayaka could do it by just dashing, I was like, oh, I need that character now. Now, although I have her best in slot team, I have her signature, I have her best artifacts, I don't play her anymore. However, unlike Xiao and Hu Tao, I loved playing Ayaka. Playing Ayaka in the overworld was so much fun, especially after I got a certain support. Playing Ayaka made farming so fun and easy. I love Ayaka, and although I don't use her and playing her is kind of annoying now, I don't regret Aika at all. She was my cryo DPS for like 2 years until another cryo DPS came out. Aika was my cryo DPS, and I do not regret pulling for her. I just hate that new characters came out, so Aika was kind of left forgotten, and unfortunately, she is no longer used on my account. But even with that, I still appreciate Aika and don't regret pulling her at all. She was also the first character I got in a double 5-star. I pulled for Aika around my birthday, got D-Luke, and in that same 10 pull, got Aika. So it was really hyped when I was like, oh, shoot. I was really hyped for Aika, lost my 50-50, and then got Aika in the same, 10 pull. So I was really hyped. I was like, whoa, my first double 5-star. I didn't think these were real, and I was lucky enough to get Aika on that. So, of course, Aika is just going to, like Ayato, going to be a very special character in my heart when it comes to Genshin. Next up is Kazuha. I can confidently say Kazuha was my first ever must pull. I knew I was going to pull for Kazuha before even playing the game. Whenever I did see Genshin clips and I saw Kazuha, I was like, dude, I love his character. I love his design. I love how he plays. I want Kazuha. Kazuha was also the first character that I knowingly saved up for. I skipped an entire patch for Kazuha. I love Kazuha so much that after I won his 50-50, I pulled for his weapon. I had never pulled on the weapon bender beforehand, and Kazuha, I loved Kazuha so much that I was like, I'm pulling for his weapon, and I got Freedom Sworn. So I do not regret Kazuha at all. Even now, even though he's not meta anymore, I still place him in teams that he can kind of work with, and I would pull for him on any account if I ever made new accounts. Like, Kazuha is a must pull for me. I don't regret him one bit. He is my favorite character since the beginning of me playing Genshin. Now, Kazuha was the last character I pulled during the 3.0 versions, which led us into Fontaine. Fontaine was my first new region, the first region that I was experiencing a new cast of characters. And of course, I was hyped up for the Fontaine cast. Fontaine was my first new region in the game. I was extremely hyped for the characters and the exploration, so I pulled for Linny. Now, although Linny is not the strongest DPS, similar to Ayato, he kind of brings me nostalgia of experiencing a new region. And although on literally my last video, I said I hated charge attack DPSs, Linny's kind of the exception to that. I think my nostalgia helps me out so much that I actually enjoy playing Linny. Again, although he's not a good DPS, very similar to Ayato, I genuinely just have fun playing him and exploring with Linny. So I don't regret Linny, especially after getting Sandrone and Royal Dust League, because farming those bugs would have been a nightmare without him. Quite literally. So no, I don't regret Linny, but I also wouldn't pull for him if I made a new account. Next up was Furina. Furina is for sure my favorite Archon. As of right now, before meeting the Tsaritsa, Furina just has a special place in my heart because she was the first Archon that I was shown, and I saw her character and her story and her arc, and I genuinely Fontaine was the only Archon quest that I genuinely I played it through. I didn't skip. I played every single quest without skipping and paying attention. I genuinely love Furina, and she, although I don't use her as much anymore, she is for sure a must pull to anybody. If you don't have her, you have to get her in the next version. She is goated. Furina is the GOAT. She is the best Archon that's not an Archon. We love Furina here. Next up was Shen Yun. Got her for Xiao. Don't like Xiao. Don't play Xiao. Don't use Shen Yun. I regret. Next up is Yae Miko. Okay. Although I got her on complete accident, I'm pretty sure I got her very early. I didn't even mean to get her. She stayed unbuilt for 2 years. And if you were to ask me even a month ago, hey, do you regret Yae Miko? I would have said yes. That has obviously changed with the release of Sandrone and this Naya cast. Yae Miko became a top tier support literally overnight. So, of course, I don't regret Yae Miko. I literally invested into that. And Yae Miko is now one of the most desired characters in the game. So we love Yae Miko, and I'm so sorry for doubting you. Apologies. Next is Oroku Misugiri, Chiori's signature weapon. Now, she was running with Ito at the time, and I saw the weapons. I was like, they're good crit stat sticks. I don't have Ito or Chiori. I was like, I'll pull. And I got Chiori's weapon. I honestly don't know what to say about this. It's a good stat stick, but I don't have Geo sword users. So, I mean, I guess I'll say I regret it only because I could have used the Primos for another signature, and I got Chiori's. So I guess I regret it. I don't know. Next up is Arlecchino. Not at all. She is my favorite Pyro DPS. There's no world where I regret pulling her. She is by far my favorite DPS, Pyro specifically, in the entire game. I don't regret her at all. If I make a new account, she's going to be my Pyro DPS that I will highly invest in, for sure. Next up, Chlorine. Now, I was really hyped for Chlorine. And unfortunately, I do regret her. Only because building her with 0 Dendro characters was a complete nightmare. I genuinely hated it so much. I just recently built her in a team that I kind of like, but even then, I regret pulling her Chlorine because I've been stressing about building her since I got her on her first banner. So unfortunately, I do regret pulling Chlorine, even though she is one of my favorite characters in the game. It's just like holy. I also did get her in a double 5-star. I got Tignara and then Chlorine like 11 pulls later. So Chlorine is cool, but I do unfortunately regret pulling for her. Next is Yelan. Yes, without a doubt. I tried coping in the last video and saying I didn't regret pulling her, but no, I 100% do. You think she was right there. It's straight up just like I could have gotten Emily, and instead I got Yelan. So yes, I regret Yelan 100%. Next, I got the Key of Cosmos suit, needless signature weapon. Now, I'm gonna say no to this one only because Farina still uses it, even though I have Farina's signature. So I don't regret pulling for it, and I don't even know what it does. To be completely honest, I just know it has HP. After that, no clue. Now entering the Natlin versions, the first character I pulled for was Mualani. I know there's a lot of Mualani lovers out there, but holy do I regret this character. Only because getting her rotations done is the most annoying thing ever. I was building my characters yesterday, like I was saying. I was trying to figure out what teams work best. And holy, playing Mualani is like having to sneeze and then losing it after trying to do it for trying to sneeze for a minute. Like it genuinely, it's so annoying. Setting up your entire team focused on Mualani doing damage just for Mualani's ult to go somewhere else. What are we doing? I'm sorry. I would not pull for Mualani ever again. It's just so annoying to play. I'm sorry. It's just, I have Farina. She can walk on water. That's my thoughts on that. Next up was Xilonen. Not at all. I don't regret Xilonen at all. She was like Kazuha. She was a must pull. She was a must pull so bad that I got her and her weapon on their first banners. And I don't even know what the weapon does. I've never looked at it. I level 90'd it, and then Xilonen has had it since then. We love Xilonen. Next up was Chaska. Yes, I hate playing Chaska so much. I hate her teams. I don't understand how she works. It took me a minute today to figure out what I wanted to do with her, and I just threw her in a Lunar Charge team. I'm never playing Chaska. I'm sorry. Next character up was Mavuika. As much as I hate playing Mavuika, I would be a psychopath if I said I regret pulling for this character. She clears everything. She's really good. She's just too good to regret pulling for, but I don't like playing her. Just to clarify, I don't like playing Mavuika, but I don't regret pulling her. Next up is Mizuki. But she's a standard character. Yeah, I pulled for her on her first banner. Yeah, I pulled for her on her character banner with a guaranteed. So, of course, I regret this. Next character I pulled for was Escoffier. Escoffier, I took a break in Natlin during Veresa's first banner and came back to Escoffier. And the only reason why I pulled her was because I love Cryo. And honestly, if I didn't like Cryo as much, I probably wouldn't pull for Escoffier. She wasn't that big in like the Fontaine quest. And the quest that she was a part of, it was very mediocre. As a character, Escoffier is okay, I guess. But if I didn't like Cryo so much, I would not have pulled her, and I would have for sure regretted her. But since I do love Cryo, Escoffier was a must pull, and I probably would pull for her again because I love Cryo. During Escoffier's release, the Inazuma Chronicle Wish was out, and although I had a big majority of the Inazuma characters, I didn't have their weapons. Well, I had two of them. I had Chiori's and Kazuha's, and I still had the bright idea to pull from a splitter. I don't know how much money I spent on this banner, but I lost to Red Horn trying to get Mist Splitter, and I don't regret it. Both great weapons, considering the fact that I could have gotten a second Misaguri or Freedom Sworn, or even worse, the Donut. So I got very lucky during the Inazuma Chronicle that I can't say I regret it because, again, I got very lucky, and both are used by characters who would be a lot weaker without them. So no regrets there. Next character I got was Skirk. And unlike Mavuika, I actually like playing Skirk, and Skirk is broken. So yeah, she clears everything, and I have fun with her. I won't be surprised if I pull for a weapon in her next banner, for sure. Next up was Silali. Not at all. I like her design. She is really cool. I pulled for her on her, not this last rerun, but the one before it, right before Nodcry. I got her because obviously she was best of slot for Mavuika. Don't regret Silali. I like her character, her design, her playstyle. She's pretty cool. And I recommend getting her if you like Mel. She's pretty cool. Lastly, for the Natlin characters that I got was Inefa. And although I got Inefa on complete accident, like I was fully planning on skipping her, I'm very glad that happy accident happened and I got her. she became one of my favorite supports, so much that I pulled for her signature later on. We love Anefa. Anefa is the GOAT. She is also the best support for my favorite DPS in this game. So I love Anefa. Entering the Not Cry banners, the first character release was Lauma, and I did pull for her. And I will say I do regret getting her only because she only works for Nefer on my account, and I don't like Nefer's gameplay. She's very similar to Shan Yun. That like I got her for Nefer, didn't like Nefer, so now Llama isn't used. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But I will say I do prefer playing Nefer over Xiao. So I guess I don't like fully regret Llama like I regret Shan Yun, but I also do kind of regret Llama. Next up was Flins. I don't regret Flins at all. He is one of my favorite DPSs in this game. He is 100% a must pull for me if I make a new account, like specifically for Lunar reactions. I love Flins. Flins is cool. I won't be surprised if during the Naya rerun I pull for his weapon because holy, I like Flins. Next up is Nefer. I did pull for Nefer, and as much as I love her design and her character and pretty much everything about her, I just find her kit a bit annoying. The whole charge attack setting up is just very... I don't know. It's a little annoying. I kind of regret pulling for Nefer, which is the reason I regret pulling for Llama. Next is Farina's signature. I don't know. I got it trying to get the 4-star weapon for Nefer, and I got Farina's signature. All I'm going to say is I got Farina's signature, and Farina doesn't even use it. So, I don't know. Make your own conclusions. I'm not going to say I regret it, but I'm also just like, I wouldn't pull for it again. Next up is Zhongli. Very similar to Anefa, I got Zhongli on complete accident. I was trying to get C6 Yunjin for Ayato, and I was trying to build Pity, and I got Zhongli. All I can say is that I leveled 90'd him and Friendship leveled him to 10, and I don't remember doing any of that. So, I just hate that I got an early with him and not another character. Next up is Durin. I got Durin, and I didn't use him for like 2 months. I would say right now I don't regret him because obviously with Nicole's release he became very broken, but at first he genuinely fit nowhere in my game. Like no team could use him, at least from my understanding back in the day. So although when I first got him, yes, I regretted it. As of now, no regrets at all. I would pull for him again if I could pull for Nicole too. Next up is Versa. I do regret getting Versa. I don't like the plunge attacks, I've learned. So I do kind of regret Versa. I do enjoy her kit more than Xiao and Hu Tao Plunge, but I just like, I have Flins, so why use Versa? You know, it's kind of just like. Next up is Columbina. Of course, I don't regret Columbina. She is one of Flint's best supports, so I had to pull for Columbina. I would pull for her again. She was also one of my must-pull Harbingers when I first watched the Harbinger teaser. So no regrets here. We like Columbina. I like her story. I then got Anefa's signature when Columbina and Anefa ran together. Basically, I wanted the Halo, and I got Halo. So no regrets here. So I did get Nicole. I don't regret her, not at all. She replaced Bennett in almost all my teams besides Mavika's team. I like Nicole. She did the shielding, the whole, you know, we're working with Durin, and I think she's really cool. I like her so much I got her signature. To be completely honest, the only reason why I got it was because her and Durin were running together, and Durin also needed a weapon, so I was like, I'll just pull for it. But I won my 50-50 and got Nicole's. So that was a bit of a W. Don't regret that at all. Next character I got was Lohan. Now look, I dropped 100 for this guy, right? And then I dropped him immediately when I got Sandrone, like a week later. I'm not going to say I regret him, at least not yet. But I have a sneaky suspicion by the end of Naya, I'm going to say I regret getting Lohan. I could have used $100 on anything else. But as of right now, Lohan is okay, and I don't regret it because he did just recently help me with one of my clears. Next up is Sandrone. I don't regret Sandrone at all. I'm really excited to make her stronger during the SNES Naya supports. I'm really excited to see how she turns out by the end of SNES Naya with all supports that she gets. Yeah, I'm excited to build her. She was for sure going to be the DPS I used during this SNES Naya Archon quest. Finally, the last character I pulled for was Ryo Thesly. No, I don't regret this guy at all. I could have stopped at any moment on wishing because I was wishing for him on the Chronicle wish, and if I really didn't want to wish for him, I wouldn't have. So I got what I wanted. I got very lucky. Even if he isn't a good DPS, I will make him work. Ryo Thesly is... I don't regret it at all. Not at all. Those are all the characters I pulled for during my time playing this game. 41 limited 5 stars in, 4 years of playing this game. I'm very excited for SNES Naya. And only hope that I get the characters I want in those patches too. Until next time, don't forget to smile.